Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Neha Sultana Narayan Pet. And in today's video, I'm going to explain one of the most shocking, violent, and tragic plays written by William Shakespeare. Okay. And the name of the play which I'm explaining today is Titus Andronicus. Okay. So before we begin the story, first, you know what, let us understand a little background about this play because, understanding the background makes the story much easier. So, this play was, written somewhere around 1588 to 1593. Okay. It is this way because the exact date, it is not known and during the early period of Shakespeare's writing career, it is considered one of the Shakespeare's earliest tragedies. And you know what, many people believe that this is his most violent and bloodiest play. Okay. So here the play is set in ancient Rome, and it mainly revolves around revenge, betrayal, cruelty, power, and justice. Okay. Now, before I begin explaining the story, it is very important for all of you to understand the characters, because whenever you study, any drama or play, you must be familiar with, characters first. So if you understand the characters properly, then automatically the story becomes easier for you. Okay. So now let us understand the important characters one by one. Okay. So here we can see that, there are a lot of characters are there in this play. But in the beginning, I will just, make you familiar with, one of the most important characters who played major role in this in this play. Okay. So at the end of explanation, I'll try to explain all the characters one by one. Okay. So first we have Titus Andronicus himself. So Titus is a Roman general. So what do you mean by general? So here general means, uh, we have army. So here we can see the army. So among the army members, he is a general, which means during the time of war, he is the one who gives instructions to the other soldiers. So that type of person, the person who is holding the position of general, you know the person who gives instructions during the time of war, that type of person is called as general. Okay. So he is a Roman general, and you know what, he is a very brave soldier who fought many wars for Rome. He is, respected by the people because, sacrificed almost, his entire life for his country, Roman country, okay, that he belongs to. But one thing about Titus is that he is extremely strict and believes too much in Roman traditions and honor. Yeah. And here we have the second most important character, that is Lavinia. Okay. So who is Lavinia? Lavinia is Titus's daughter. Okay. Titus is Rome, Rome's general, and she is the daughter of Titus Andronicus. Okay. So I hope this is clear. She is innocent, gentle, and respectful. Okay. So she becomes one of the biggest victims in the play. Yeah. Next we have Tamora. 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 Okay. So this is also one of the most, powerful character, I must say. So Tamora is the queen of goats. Goth. Goats, Goths, Goats. Okay, so she is, very powerful, clever, dangerous, and full of revenge. Yeah. So throughout the play, she becomes the main source of destruction. Yes. Then comes Aaron the Moor. So who is Aaron? Aaron is one of the most evil characters in the play. Yeah. He is manipulative, cruel, and intelligent as well. Okay. So he constantly encourages revenge and violence. And next we have Saturninus. So here, Saturninus becomes the emperor of Rome. He is selfish, immature, jealous, and easily influenced by others. This is the character of Saturninus. Okay, then we have Bassianus. Bassianus. Okay, Bassianus. So here, Bassianus is Saturninus's brother, and he truly loves Lavinia. So we also have Chiron and Demetrius. Okay, so Chiron and Demetrius, these two are the sons of Tamora. I already mentioned that Tamora is queen of goats. Goats. Okay, so they are violent. Who? Chiron and Demetrius. So they are violent, cruel, and responsible for a terrible crime in the play. And finally, Lucius, okay, the son of Titus. Yeah, who is Lucius? He is the son of Titus. So now we have, familiar with two characters which are related to Titus Andronicus. That is, first is Titus's daughter, that is Lavinia, and you know what? She's in love with Bassianus, and the second character which is related to Titus Andronicus is his son. Okay, that is Lucius. So Lucius is brave and later becomes very important in bringing justice. Okay, so yeah, now that we are familiar with the characters, let us finally begin the story. But okay, one more thing that I wanted to tell you all, that the story revolves around, two groups. Yeah, two country or two different types of people which belong to different places. Okay, so here the two different places are Roman. Okay, the first one is Roman and the second one is Goths. Okay, so there is a war going on. Okay, so the play begins after Titus Andronicus returns to Rome, after fighting a long war against the Goths. Okay, so from this you can understand that there is a long war, okay, that was being fought by Titus Andronicus. Okay, and imagine this scene, carefully. Just imagine if you can. Yes, you can. Titus comes back as a victorious hero. Okay, but sadly, he has already lost many of his sons in war. Okay, so he enters Rome with pride, honor, and prisoners from the Goths, including Queen Tamora and her sons. Okay, so there is, uh, a long war was going on, and that war was, won by Titus Andronicus. And in that war, Titus Andronicus's sons have died. Okay, and he enters Rome after you know after getting victory. He enters the Rome with great pride, honor, and with this, along with this, he also bought prisoner from Goths, and including the Queen Tamora and her sons. Okay, now here I want to ask all of you one question, that what do you think happens when a man spends his entire life in war and sacrifice? Think about it for a second. Okay, so the answer is, sometimes such people become emotionally hurt. They being valuing rules and honor and more than humanity itself. Okay, so this is exactly Titus Andronicus. Okay, and that is, that is exactly Titus's biggest mistake. And to follow Roman tradition, Titus sacrifices Tamora's eldest son. Okay, he followed what? The kind of, Roman tradition. So he followed the Roman tradition, and in that tradition he sacrifices whose son here? Tamora's son. So who started all the, uh, all the nonsense, I say. Okay, so he, what what he did was he sacrificed Tamora's eldest son. Despite, Tamora, she's like, she was like begging of for mercy. She was crying, she's begging, please leave my son alone, please don't give any harm to us. Okay, in this way she was begging to, Titus Andronicus. Okay, Tamora cries and she pleads, but Titus, what he did was he refuses. Okay, this becomes the starting point of revenge. And Tamora silently decides that one day she will destroy Titus and his entire family. Okay, after this, Saturninus becomes the emperor of Rome. Okay, at first he wants to marry Lavinia, that is Titus's daughter, right? But Lavinia already loves Bassianus and she lives with him. Okay, so this creates anger and confusion. So here, Saturninus feels insulted and suddenly marries Tamora instead. He want First listen here carefully. Saturninus wanted to get married to Lavinia. Okay, then when he realized that she's already in love with Bassianus and she already lives with him, in that confusion and an anger, okay, Saturninus feels insulted and he suddenly marries Tamora, who is already having sons, and she she is already having sons, and she is the queen of Goth. Okay, who became, now just think carefully here, who became the queen of Rome? Tamora. Okay, the same woman whose son was killed by Titus. Can you imagine how dangerous the situation is becoming? So Tabora now gains power, position, and influence. So along with Aaron, she begins planning revenge against Titus. Okay, who is Aaron here? That is your question. Let me know in the comment section. Okay. Now the tragedy becomes darker. So one day, Lavinia and Bassianus go into a forest. Tamora's sons, Chiron and Demetrius, attack them. Who? Tamora's son. Why they attacked them? Because the Rome general Titus Andronicus, who followed the Roman tradition and sacrifices Tamora's eldest son. So, because of this reason, one day Lavinia and Bassianus go into a forest, and that time Tamora's sons, Chiron and Demetrius, attack them. Bassianus is murdered very brutally. Okay, and now students, you know what? This is what comes to in students' mind. I think, you know, one of the most heartbreaking moments in Shakespearean tragedy. And you know what? Lavinia is assaulted cruelly by Chiron and Demetrius. And after that, they cut off her tongue and hands so that she cannot speak or reveal their names. Just imagine her suffering. This scene shows, how evil revenge can become. So Shakespeare is, here is not simply, showing violence. Okay, he is showing how hatred destroys humanity completely. Now let me ask you another question. Why do you think they removed Lavinia's tongue and hands? Think carefully. Of course, the answer is because truth becomes, powerless when a victim cannot speak. Okay, so Shakespeare is showing how criminals, try to silence victims to hide their crimes. Okay, so later Titus finds Lavinia in this terrible condition, and he becomes shattered emotionally. At first, he almost goes mad because he cannot understand who committed this bullshit crime. Okay, so slowly through signs and messages, Titus finally discovers that Tamora's sons are responsible for such an act. Okay, from this point, the play completely turns into a revenge tragedy. Yeah. So Titus, who was once a disciplined Roman general, slowly transforms into a man consumed by revenge. And here Shakespeare gives us a very important message that you know uh, revenge never stops with one person. It spreads like a fire. Yeah. So Tamora wanted revenge for her son. Then Titus wants revenge for Lavinia. Then more murders happen. One revenge creates another revenge. Okay, again and again, again and again. Now comes the climax of the play. And honestly, you know what? This climax is very shocking. Now Titus Andronicus is aware of the situation of his daughter Lavinia. Okay, now he's planning and planning and planning. Okay, Titus captures one day. Titus, captures Chiron and Demetrius. He kills them and bakes them into a pie. Yeah, and Shakespeare actually wrote this horrifying scene. Then Titus invites Tamora to a grand feast, okay, and serves the pie to her without telling her that it contains her own son's meat. Now imagine the horror of that moment when Titus, reveals the truth. Okay, he reveals the truth, and Tamora is literally shocked. Immediately after this, Titus kills Lavinia. Why? Because you know, he believes that death is better than her suffering and dishonor. Then Titus kills Tamora, okay, and then Saturninus kills Titus, and finally Lucius kills Saturninus. Okay, one after another, almost everybody dies. And at the end, Lucius becomes the new ruler of Rome. And who was the Lucius here? Lucius is the son of Titus Andronicus. Okay. Now let us understand the important themes of the play, because themes are extremely important for understanding. Yeah. So, the first major theme is revenge, and almost every character in the play is motivated by revenge. The second theme is finally sorry theme is it is about violence and cruelty. So Shakespeare shows how violence destroys families, relationships, and even entire societies. And the third theme is honor and pride. Okay, Titus's excessive pride and strictness become one of the reasons behind the tragedy. Okay, the fourth theme is, throughout the play we keep asking ourselves, is this justice or simply endless revenge? Hmm? Now let me ask all of you another interesting question. Do you think Titus was a hero or a tragic victim? Think about it carefully. And yes, you know what? The answer is, Titus is both. He is heroic because he sacrifices everything for Rome, but he is also tragic because his rigid nature and revenge, destroy him completely. Okay, another important thing, many people compare this play with Shakespeare's later tragedies like Hamlet and Macbeth. Okay, but unlike those plays, Titus Andronicus focuses more on physical violence and revenge rather than deep philosophical thinking. And honestly, when people read this play for the first time, many of them become shocked because how brutal it is, right? Even I was also, literally shocked when my ma'am told me this story. But remember one thing, Shakespeare was also showing the dangers of uncontrolled anger, revenge, and political corruption. Okay, so this was the complete explanation of Titus Andronicus in a very understandable way, I guess. I hope now the story, the characters, and the themes are completely clear to all of you. Okay, if you enjoyed this explanation and found it helpful for your studies, then do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And tell me in the comments which Shakespeare play should I explain next. Okay, till then, thank you so much for watching. See you all in the next literature video.